Alright, are we live? I believe we are live, so let's refresh. Good. Chat's on this time. Alright, so no, we are back here. Part 2, as we had to go do part 1, and part 2 may not be very long, but what we are doing now is getting stuff installed, like this fancy fan here. We'll be getting that, as we talked about in part 1. It already has our thermal paste installed, so that is sitting nice and comfy in this thing. And of course, we covered that we had the graphics card ready to go. So we'll actually, I'm not sure, we might install the graphics card here in just a minute. First things first, of course, we want to get this fan installed. I'm not sure what those are for, but we'll read the book for that. I don't think I'm going to need them. With some more screws everywhere here. Motherboard's installed. Got one fan installed. We got some cables hanging around. Obviously, we got our 24 pin. We got 2 SATA ports. So it's a little tiny case. We'll probably go ahead and install these other fans real quick here, as we will switch over here. See if we can get a good shot of this without the camera trying to fall off the desk like it was wanting to earlier. Like that right there. Luckily it's a tough camera, so no harm done to it. But there you have it. You can't really see, but there's 2 holes right here, 2 round holes, and that's where we're going to go. But before we can do that, we need to get these 2 screws out, so that's what we're going to do now. 2 itty-bitty screws that we do not want to lose. I believe we do have some spares, but we do not want to lose them, so if we do, we're in trouble. What's up, Mr. Daddy Cool? And we're Haiden, that's the real name. But this is what we're talking about. We're taking this out. Just slides right in here in the front, and we are going to put your other 2 fans in here. So that is what we're going to do now. I haven't decided how I want them to go in. Probably put them in like this. Just so that they have proper airflow. I really didn't want to, but unfortunately that's probably gonna how it's gonna be, because you don't want to put them like this. While they would look cooler that way, then you would have the same airflow, because it's pointing that way here. You'd have air going in the same direction, or different directions. You want it this way, so that you have air pulling in and pushing out. Obviously, you don't want negative. Really don't want negative or positive. You prefer to have neutral airflow, to where it's meaning it's coming in as quickly as it's going out. So that is what we're striving for here. Well, that is what we're going to shoot for anyway. Hopefully it will. With having 2 on 1, it's never going to be perfect, but again, that is just the goal we are shooting for here. And I'm not sure how long part 2 here is going to go before I have to run to Best Buy and get a router for my internet, so that the rest of the computers in the house can have some Wi-Fi on them. But we are going to at least try to get a big chunk of this done. Time-consuming part will just be cable management, stuff like that, making it look good. Obviously, we don't want to give you a computer that looks bad, so that's what we'll be spending a big chunk of our time on once we get everything up and running. Just we're going to try to get this as perfectly lined up as possible, so that the second one would be easier to get in. There we go. So now that you're watching number 2, we did ask you in part number 1 what your favorite color was, and we will make sure to get these fans tuned to that color if we possibly can, as long as it's not some crazy out there color that we just can't tune in very well. But I'm sure it's probably a simple color we can deal with. So do definitely let us know what that color is. And actually, I'm gonna grab a different screw bit while you listen to me ramble on. Handy dandy toolkit that we love to keep around for the iFixit. I'm going to swap out for a little bit bigger screw, or bit. Just not happy with that one. Not quite getting the torque that I want to get the thing going. So we are going to do that. Alright, now that we got a little bit bigger screw, we should be able to get a little bit better grip on this thing. There we go. And actually, slide this right there, and that should do it right there. Red, good choice. That is the color I go with typically. Not in my main computer right now, but that is obviously because I went with Thermaltake colors for the orange and blue for Newegg. But typically, I think actually in my backup PC down below me, you can see it. I do have somewhat red. It looks orange, but it is actually red. And then, of course, the orange and blue is in the main computer right there. Come on, there we go. Try to get that thing. But there's what it's going to look like in your case. That will be the bottom, of course, I do believe. We'll get it in there. But regardless, you see you've got your fans in there. They'll look really nice once they're actually going and lit up. So go ahead and install fan number 2. I should make sure I got these. In the right direction real fast. Ah, there we go. I knew I'd get it in the wrong way. So that's essentially what it's going to look like when it's in your case. So we'll have these nice little fans sitting here giving off some glow. It's going to be very small, very compact in here, but it's going to be a very nice build when it's all said and done. So we may have to straighten that up just a little bit. We'll get number 2 installed. So, other than iRacing, any games you're going to be playing there? I know I myself pretty much never get off iRacing, but I do have a few other games I play, but unfortunately iRacing does take the majority of my time, so when I'm not doing this kind of stuff, of course. Ah, some Truck Simulator. Very nice, very nice. You'll definitely get some good performance out of this with those. Alright, so that is installed. There you go. You got your 2 fans looking nice with the trim around them. So those will definitely be good to go. So we'll get this thing slid back into place. There we go. Get that in there. Again, cable management is going to be a little difficult with this one. As you can see in here, there's just not a lot of room. So Cable management will be a chore, but we'll definitely do our best to hide as many of these wires as we can. And the ones we can't hide, we're definitely going to use some zip ties, black of course, to zip tie this thing, so that you just kind of can't see them. We're going to hide them as best as we can. That does not want to go in there now. There we go. That one more tug. Alright, so those are in. Again, this is where it comes in the pain. You got all these cables here you have to find something to do with. Plus you got your 8-pin for your CPU that will be plugging in up there. You just can't see it. So there's a lot of cable management I'm going to have to deal with here shortly. I'll probably show a before and after. I won't do a full-on stream of that, as we got a lot of cables that I will have to run in here, and a lot in there that I've got to run that are hidden right back in here, even though you can't quite see them. So before we get too much further in here, I'm going to check my phone real fast as it's going off. Okay, sorry about that. I had to answer my phone, and now screws are sticking to my screwdriver. What we're going to do is wrap these up, stick them in there here for the moment. And the question, since you're here, these stickers, do you want these on the case anywhere, or do you want to leave them off? I know there's a few of them. I don't know where one of them went, but they come with some of the parts, just to let you know what brand they are and stuff like that. So you can put them on there if you want. You don't have to. But while we have this here too, while you're thinking that, there is your mic in and the headset out. You also have them on your motherboard themselves. But yes, you do have your ports right there, what I was talking about earlier. 2 3.0s. And this will all light up red too. So it's a good thing you like red, because all of this is going to light up red. Just letting you know those ports are there. And so we are going to get to the back of this case real fast. Let's slide that off. Of course, now you can see the back side of this bad boy. And we're going to be taking those screws off here momentarily. And of course, that's where it gets real tricky. You got to take these 4 screws out right here. And make sure this back plate doesn't come off. So that can get a little tricky, as you see you got your 24 pin, and I'm going to figure out the best way we got it. So what's cool here is, well, you can't see it, but we're going to show it to you here. This little area right here, it's really kind of useless unless you want to store some money or something. You know, you could hide your stash in here. But it's really not good for much anything, so that's where we're going to try to do all our cable management at it, right in that little hole there. And then we have this little gap right in here where most of our cables are going to come through. And apparently the fan wants to turn, but or the fan. Well, the fan is turning on the camera, but there we go. Hopefully my fan's not in the way too much. And my phone is just going off like crazy. There we go. Okay, so we got all our little cables here. I'm gonna get these unhooked here. Okay, so audio. We'll plug that in. And we got our thing. They actually did a really good job. I want to give props to Inwin. This is only a few cases I've ever used of theirs, but their little cables there, these little three are a pain in the butt for your power reset, power switch, and LED for the buttons and stuff. They did a really good job of sleeving this. Most of them are just individual wires like this. So they did a really good job of sleeving this whole thing. I am very impressed with that. That will make cables management a little less of a nightmare. Of course, there is our 3.0 cable. Whoops. Our 3.0 cable that we're going to use. And then, of course, your SATA power for the front header. So we know we're going to need at least one SATA cable. Luckily, we should have two, or at least one with 6 things on it. So pop this bad boy open. And looks like we are going to have a few, so that is good. Again, this is where cable management can really be a pain. We'll probably, at least before I sign off here and go to Best Buy and do what I have to do today, one thing I plan to do is light up these fans for you so you can see kind of what it's going to look like. As looking back, I probably should have put this power supply in after I hooked all these cables in, but whatever. I'm not that concerned with it if I don't blind myself with my phone first. Okay, so I'm not too terribly concerned with all of this. Getting this in here shouldn't be that big a deal. There we go. So that is in. No harm done there. Okay, so what I'll do here is go ahead and give that some power. Guess you know, everybody likes more power, right? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to hook that up yet. First things first, let's get these we know have to come through. So let's file them through here. Okay, we know this 3.0 header is going to have to come through here. And we know your audio cables are gonna cable is gonna have to come through. So let's stick that through there. Already looking a little better here as we'll turn this around. As you see, it's not great, but like I said, we'll zip tie stuff. We can zip tie stuff together. We'll zip tie stuff to where it hangs in here, and we'll try to manage all the cables in this area and up top so that we don't have a whole lot of cables dangling down. What did I do with those two cables? Aha! We will need this SATA cable here, so we're going to go ahead and crack that bad boy open. Now, only going to need one, and that's not going to be it. We need the straight to straight. Alright, there we go. That's the cable we need right there. Actually, no, it's not. We needed the other one. Wow. It's been a long day, so we're going to use this one just because I prefer them. And what we're doing here is, you can't see, but we got your SATA cables. I can't even see it. Hang on. There we go. Get your SATA cables bent on one end, of course, and straight on the other. So we're going to get this plugged into your thing, and we're going to shove that through the hole as well, as we know it needs to go through there. And your 24 pins got to go through here somewhere, so go ahead and get that out of the way and put that 24 pin through there. Alright, so let me just put this up in the top here for a second. Turn this little bad boy around. Okay, so now you can see it is a total mess in here. So now we get the joy of sorting through all of this. So there's your 8 pin, your 24 pin. We'll sort that out here in a minute. Again, it's probably a bit of a mess right now, but we will sort it out. Get everything nice and tidy, as everything is just kind of jumbled in here at the moment. Okay, so that'll be one of the last things we do with those little three cables right there. Okay, so audio cable. I haven't figured out how we're gonna zip tie this, but I got a feeling how I'm gonna do it. Okay, audio cable is in. There's 3.0. I knew that can be in here somewhere. Alrighty. Alright, that's in. So basically what I'm doing right now, in case you're wondering because I'm not talking a whole lot, is, for one, flipping the cable the right direction. I'm plugging in all the cables and getting them in here. We'll see. It's where you see I'm getting them all plugged in, and then what I'll do is I'll pull them back through there and tighten them up, and then we'll zip tie them in and get everything where it should be, nice and tight. So that's what's going on right now. Just trying to find the best route for each one to go through, as there's a few different spots I can choose from, and I obviously want to make sure we get the best route possible to have the cleanest look for you. Obviously, like I said, we don't want a messy computer. We want it to be nice and clean looking, if at all possible. Some cases are just not as possible as others. This one shouldn't be that bad. So you'll see some of your cables, like your 24 pin here. It'll be a nice little loop there, but it won't look, tacky or anything. It's going to look nice, and that's what we're going for here, for it to look nice, not tacky. We'll deal with that one here last. There's this plugged in here to SATA port number 1. SATA 1, SATA 2. Plug you right in there. Okay. Now that we've got those installed, I'll probably run those somewhere in there. That's neither here nor there right now. Let's try to filter this back up in here. There we go. So yeah, it's not gonna look I mean, I won't be able to zip tie it in too much, but it's out of the way. You won't. No one will see this. It will be completely hidden, so you don't have to worry about it. The backside, of course, not see-through, like the front is. So you don't have to worry about that either. Again, that's what we're doing here. We're going to tighten these up. The only way I know how to describe this here to you, what's going on right now, is kind of like when you're tying your shoelaces. You just you tighten them up, and then if you want to retie them, then you can kind of bunch them together and do what you got to do. And that's exactly what we're doing right here now. So we're just getting these all bunched together and getting them nice and tucked in here. And we'll probably use some zip ties to ensure that they stay where we want them. Yes, never go anywhere without zip ties. They come in very handy. And helps if you don't forget any, but I don't want that one in there yet anyway, so I'll trim these later. For now, it's just going to be tucked in out of the way in case we ever need it. Again, fine tuning the cable management will come later once we dive deep into this. So right now, I'm going to go see, and it is windy outside. Alright, so this is what I was talking about, how you have lots of little cables to manage. As the Corsair, you have all these little boxes that you have to deal with too. But, you know, there's a reason your fans look pretty, so we're going to get all these unhooked here. Alright, so let's flip this bad boy around again. And actually, let's go ahead and hook up this cable here. Alright, we'll also go ahead and hook in this cable. This one could be a fun chore. Oops, I think I dropped through the wrong one. I found my sticky pads. What I'll do is I'll sticky pad this. We're gonna slide it, and you can't see, it keeps moving on me here. There we go. I'll sticky pad this thing. It'll be like right up in here, so that'll probably be where I end up putting that. Ugh. Go at least want to get this again. Alright, well, hopefully we'll have this thing before you, or when you get back, we'll have it up and running. We'll at least have power to the fan. So we will chat with you later. I'm gonna need a hub. Luckily I've got one somewhere. Alright, so for now this is gonna have to go in there. Oh, come here, you little. Okay, take his headset off real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, well, unfortunately, he's not here to see this. But as we talked about, we wanted to at least get these to where they would light up. And we did. We've got them obviously look more like that when they're going. I don't have them spinning, just the colors, as I'm bypassing most of the stuff here. But you do have RGB fans in your case now, so when you go back and watch this later, you'll see that you do have some RGB fans going on there. They are super bright. The camera cannot even really adjust to them being that bright. So there you have it. You have your nice fans. As you can see kind of what they're doing there. Fatal, welcome! Fatal to the chat. As we're building a Ryzen PC for a client today. And this case, I gave him a little bonus here with some free Corsair fans that I had laying around. For some reason, this NWin 301 did not come with any case fans at all. It didn't come with any back there, and it didn't come with any in the front. So you can see there, look how much it is lighting this case up. The whole inside of this thing is changing colors, and that is not just the camera picking it up. That is actually what it's doing inside this case. These are the Corsair LL series. You know me, I won't give away my thermal take fans. I value those too much, but I had these puppies laying around, so it seemed like a good idea to put them in there. Again, I don't have them spinning, just powering on right now. Obviously I didn't plug the hub in, so or the power in yet, but yeah, we do have color in this thing now, so it's gonna look pretty nice. What's weird? That it's a mess inside? Because you know me, I'll fix that. But what is weird? Oh, and here you go. Here's the graphics card that's gonna go in this. A Asus overclock 1060 going in. Yes, LL 120s. Yours are not that bright. These suckers are bright, like they'll blind you. Like I said, that's how they look normally. If you zoom in, that's about what they look like without all the extra added in. Then they are really bright. Oh, thank you. Yes, the Beast is in the background, and don't forget about Little Beastie. Little Beastie's down there, Beastie Junior or whatever. I haven't really named it, but in its thermal case, thermal take case down there. Little Beastie Junior with some RGB in the front as well. That's Beastie Junior. That's Beast and Little Beast that are going on in there. I'll probably go ahead and get this graphics card installed, just so I kind of know where stuff's gonna go cable wise around it, where I need to run stuff, all that good stuff like that. But first I gotta check my phone, as my phone is going nuts right now. So okay, so for that. Yeah, nobody's seen Junior. I haven't posted any pictures of him anywhere. So he is kind of a rarity. Nobody's really seen him too much. As far as posting pictures, as again, I just have not posted him in too many places. Actually, anywhere for that matter. So, I'm gonna pop this out real quick. As this is 2, isn't it? Yes. So take this out here. Oh, it's gonna be a different kind. I have a feeling my phone's gonna be ringing here any second, but what in tarnation? There we go. That was different. Yeah, Junior will eventually, make his debut, I think, on New Egg Plays. I just haven't decided when, as I still have a little bit of cables management to go. On it, I'm not real happy with the way she looks right now, so still have a little bit of work to do there to fix her up. But I'm really liking this this white look for this graphics card. Don't really care for not having a backplate on it, but it is what it is, and we will work with it and run with it. Do what we have to do. And now my phone's ringing, so give me just 1 minute. Alright, so that was me yelling. I gotta go to Best Buy, but apparently I gotta go by Verizon because not anybody can hear me on my phone. So, yeah, lovely me. But means I will be ending this stream here in just a moment so I can go to Best Buy and Verizon and take care of all that lovely stuff that I don't really want to have to do. But before I do so, I'm going to try to get this graphics card in, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to have to finagle some wiring that doesn't want to get out of the way. And all that good stuff. And staying corrected, we're going to get it in. So there you have it. The graphics card is in, and whew, is it a tight fit. But there you have it, a little bitty computer with a big monster's power supply or graphics card in it. Let's get this screwed in, get some shoes on, and get to Best Buy real quick. Yeah, Fatal, should I post Junior on there and get some critique from him from the Newegg Plays people? I don't know. I've been holding off because I wasn't real happy with the way I left it, but I guess I could let Bill take over. Bill would probably critique it good, especially after I called him salty and he broke the controller or the keyboard yesterday. Yeah, people can't hear me. I keep missing calls. It's a wonderful life. That's my luck with that phone. Brand new phone too, so. Wow, they even put a little sticker on there so you can't thing, but it's gonna be a tight little thing. It's a tight fit. Got your graphics card in there, nice and sturdy. It's in, ready to go. Again, that's what it'll look like with its glowy lights on. Still got to get the fan cooler in there. We do have this lovely AMD little fan cooler that will go in the end. Like some other things. We'll turn that off and unplug it for now. But I've got to turn this off and get ready to go to Best Buy. So I will be on later to try to finish this up some more. Until then, we're just going to tuck some of these wires in out of the way. And yeah, I will be back. Yes, PSU is a top mount. It was the case. This case did it that way, but yeah, I will sign up. I'll put it in there, and no, I'll have to look at that, Mr. Salty Bill. Until then, I'll check it out.